You know, for quite some time now, I have restrained myself from talking about this subject, but now I'm going to say something about it. And that is this idea that martial arts and fighting is two different things. Or, more appropriately, martial artists and fighters are two separate entities. This can be no further from the truth. Now, who's touting this and who's making these assertions that a martial artist is not the same as a fighter? I've heard people say in time past, this guy is a martial artist, not a fighter. Bruce Lee is a martial artist, but not a fighter, not a real fighter. So, what the heck is a martial artist in the first place? Now, this deserves some clarity. First of all, there are guys and even women who fight in the ring or an octagon, if you will, for a living. They go through rigorous training, endurance training, physical torture, some of them, to become great at their crafts. And they get paid for it. They win awards. They have a lot of accolades. They get endorsements for movies and commercials and billboards and things like this, and even magazine coverage. These gentlemen and these women are called fighters. But is this an illusion? What's a fighter? I don't like the term when you say, "Are you a fighter?" What are you really saying? Let's flip over for a moment to a martial artist. What is a martial artist? First of all, the word martial means what? Listening to you? It means war. War arts. The original intention behind martial arts, as it began to develop as a method of self-defense and fighting, was to protect one's self, one's family, one's property, one's village, one's city from oppression, from oppressors, from the tyranny of outside sources that wanted to harm you and take what was yours. That was the whole premise behind martial arts in the first place. Now, over a period of evolution, martial arts developed into more of a formal and even traditional and cultural thing, and it also developed in present day commercially. In other words, people are making money from martial arts. Howbeit, it was not that way in the very beginning. Martial arts is many systems of fighting, many systems of self-defense, if you want to use the term fighting, that is. So you have Aikido. Aikido came from Aikijitsu. That's sort of the softer version of it, but it's still a viable means of self-defense. Then you have Judo. Judo came from Jiu-Jitsu. That's more of the softer approach to fighting, so that you could have sport for the most part. Then you had karate, and then you have taekwondo, then you have pankration, and then you have salat, and then you have muay thai, and the list goes on, bando, and various forms and systems of kung fu or gung fu, wing chun, choi lei foot, ting shin pai, hungar, and as I said, the list goes on and on and on. And all respectively, these arts have something in common, is that they have a methodology. They have a method of defense and even offense. This is fighting. Now, in the sense of fighting just to walk around and have this chip on your shoulder saying that I can beat this person and I can beat that individual and I'm the greatest heavy, so forth. So here's where the demarcation line is. People that consider themselves fighters are not martial artists. There, I said it. If you consider yourself a fighter, you're not a martial artist. You're something else. You are someone who has another agenda, and your agenda is to make money, to build a reputation off of your ability to pummel another individual or to submit another individual. That's something that sits all by itself. When you are a martial artist, however, you are an individual that has humility. You're humble. You have self-control. You have perseverance. You have courtesy. You have respect for self and for everyone else. So at the end of the day, you have character. Now, it doesn't mean that a person who's a fighter doesn't necessarily have character, but there is a distinct difference in a fighter and a martial artist. That's it.